That's a lot of videos. I'm very busy. Hey guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to day 2 of my study skills playlist with Educationary. Today we're going to be covering how to cram for exams because I get asked this a lot and I really want to help you guys out. So I'm going to share my tips on how to actually study effectively for exams and cram. In a sense cram, not quite, we will see. But I hope you guys find today's video helpful, and if you do, thumbs up. And like I said yesterday, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications bell so you don't miss out on the rest of my videos coming up this week. As I said, I'm posting every day, Monday to Friday this week. That's a lot of videos. I'm very busy. Okay, Jess, so how do you cram for exams? Okay, so when I say cram for exams, I don't exactly mean how to study for your exams when they're only a day away. It's more how to cram all of your notes together, make them really concise, and make it really easy to review so you're not going to need to be stressing out and you're actually cramming down those notes as the semester or term progresses. So you're staying on top of your workload and everything's going to be really familiar so that you're going to be able to perform at your absolute best come exam time and you don't actually need to relearn all of the information that your teacher talked about in class. So of course, the number one solution to cramming for exams is, say it with me guys, writing weekly summaries. Ta-da! No, but in all honesty, weekly summaries are awesome because they take the stress out of studying for exams. So what are my tips for writing weekly summaries so that you can actually cram all those notes down into one tiny little resource that makes reviewing your notes super easy and manageable? Well, there are a couple of tips I'm going to share with you today. So first off, you want to be writing your weekly summaries weekly. You need to be reviewing your notes at the end of every week, if not every evening, to save you time, and making sure that you're taking the most important information out of your class notes and your readings and combining that into one little resource. Now try and keep your summaries brief, and I'm talking 4 to 5 pages maximum for each weekly summary or each topic that you're reviewing every week. The last thing you want to be doing is highlighting through all of your notes and pretty much just rewriting all your notes and weekly readings to combine them into one very, very, very large reviewing resource. So make sure that they are brief and very concise, straight to the point, and only including the most important things. Of course, you want to be able to find all of the information really easily. If you're learning different topics each week, you want to be able to know exactly where in your weekly summaries they are. So I really recommend that first off, at the start of every week, you write down the week it is in your academic calendar, the date that you're writing your summaries, and also the main topics that are going to be covered or that were covered in class that week. Then as you begin writing your summaries, consider your first page as a little area that highlights the most important information. So I'm talking key definitions and quotes, little diagrams of really important things that were covered in class, especially if it's in subjects like biology or maths, where there's a really good opportunity to create little visual representations of really complex information. And of course, I would really recommend that you list any supplementary readings on that page as well, just in case you need to go back and research something in more depth. You might find as you get closer to exam time, you just want to have a little bit more of a deeper understanding about a particular topic, and you really don't want to have to be going through that massive textbook at the end of the year, just trying to find that one page that covered a particular topic. So now that you've outlined the most important information in this little one-page summary, it's time to get into the rest of your weekly summary notes. So as I mentioned earlier, try and keep it quite brief and restrict it to just a few pages. And in order to do that, you might just want to use dot points as well, which is totally fine. We don't need to be writing essays at the moment. It's just about writing down the most important things that you need to remember come exam time. One thing I really like to do when writing down notes is add a bit of color and vibrancy. So go ahead and take a highlighter, a pen, a colored pencil, and just circle or underline or highlight really important keywords. Again, your summaries are all about making reviewing information super easy and simplifying everything. So you want to be able to just skim through your summaries and have the most important information pop out right at you, almost like you could review it quite passively. As you're writing your weekly summaries, you might find that there are a few things that didn't quite make sense at the start, or you just don't know them as well as you'd like, and you really want to make sure that they are ingrained in your long-term memory. So it can be a really good idea to write these out at the very end again and just have a little section for key points to remember, or things that are likely going to be on the exam, or things that your teacher told you will be on the exam. This is really handy because not only have you included that information in your summaries, you're also rewriting it at the very end, which means if you are just flipping through your summaries and spending maybe 5 or 10 minutes a week reviewing them, that's the stuff that's probably going to get reviewed the most because it does stand out. And if you've got a really short amount of time, then yeah, you might just want to review your key points to remember sections every evening. And perhaps when you've got some extra time on the weekends, for example, then you can read through all of your weekly summaries. So, who's feeling confident to cram for their exams? I really hope you guys are. And if you want some extra help on how to apply these tips and make writing your weekly summaries so much easier, then check out my exam summary book from Educationary. It's actually got sections that cover all of the different tips I've talked about today because I really did design it with all those tips in mind. So just as a little sneak peek into one of the chapters, you've got at the top an area to write down the week and the date, as well as the topics that have been covered in class for that week, and an area to write down your key definitions and quotes, a little section to include any drawings or diagrams, and also where to write down your recommended readings if you want to go back and review your textbooks in more detail. And then you've got an area to begin writing your weekly summaries, and of course, as I just mentioned, the chapter actually ends with a little section for you to write down your key points to remember to make sure that those things really do stand out. And of course, every chapter has a little bit of study inspo in there, so there's a little study tip divider for every chapter as well. And this one says, achieve a good work-life balance and make time to enjoy the little things in life, because we all need to work on our work-life balance and manage that study stress, guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video on how to cram for exams, and don't forget I'll have another video up tomorrow. We're talking about another very important topic, so stay tuned for that. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get notified the second that video comes out. Alright guys, have a very happy and productive day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye!